Hello students, today class we are going to discuss about the Wacker process. This process is of oxidation of terminal alkenes. This is a terminal alkenes to the aldehydes or ketones by using palladium or copper compounds as a catalyst. And here the palladium chloride catalyzes production of aldehydes or ketones from the olefins, from the terminal olefins, which was first exploited commercially by the scientist Schmidt at Wacker Chemie in Germany. So hence the name is also called as a Schmidt reaction or Wacker process. So if you see in this process, the olefin is passed on a slightly acidic solution. Here the olefin, this is a terminal olefin and the alkene must be a terminal, and which was passed a slightly acidic solution of palladium chloride. So here the olefin used to form a complex with the palladium chloride, and here the ethylene ligand, that means the olefin ligand, is then attacked by the OH minus nucleophile which was produced from the water. And this attack actually leads to the formation of the product. And this is the first step involved in the Wacker process. We can understand the olefin conversion to the carbonyl compounds. And in this process, the palladium chloride is actually act as a catalyst. But during this first step, if you observe, the palladium chloride changes its oxidation state from palladium plus 2 to palladium 0. So, the palladium 0 cannot be reused directly as a catalyst. It has to be reoxidized again palladium 2. So the second step is the regeneration of catalyst. That means the palladium 0 as produced in the step 1, which need to be regenerated as palladium 2 chloride. The whole commercial use of this process is based on the ease with which this reoxidation can be carried out. Fortunately, this reaction can be carried out by using a copper 2 salt as a co-catalyst. If you can see here, the palladium 0 can convert to the palladium plus 2 salt in presence of copper chloride, that is a cupric chloride, which will act as a co-catalyst for this process, and it helps in the regeneration of catalyst. Here you see the copper chloride is converting to the cuprous chloride, cupric converting to the cuprous chloride, and also it provides chlorine for the palladium, which will help in the regeneration process. So the step 2 can be said as a regeneration process of a catalyst. And here the regeneration of catalyst can be done by the cupric chloride, which is a co-catalyst and which will convert to the cuprous chloride, which also need to be regenerated, and this regeneration can be occurred in presence of a acid solution and aerial oxygen. So that's why here the final step is co-catalyst regeneration process. In this step we can see the co-catalyst also got regenerated in presence of acid and oxygen. So here we can see the entire Wacker process, the reaction mechanism step by step. So let's see the first step. The first step is actually involves the complex formation. You could see here the palladium dichloride will convert to the palladium tetrachloride. The main driving force for this step is, as we are taking acidic water, so it used to provide a lot of Cl minus in the solution. It immediately reacts with palladium dichloride and forms palladium tetrachloride, and moreover the palladium dichloride is water insoluble, so it used to form a stable water soluble palladium tetrachloride complex. And this is the step 1. The name of step 1 is complex formation. And come to the step 2. In the step 2, if you notice, the palladium tetrachloride, one of the chlorine is used to replace with a olefin. So here we can observe the alkene coordination is occurring, which is also known as ligand displacement. That means one of the chlorine ligand is displaced with a olefin. In this step, the ligand displacement is happening by alkene. So we can also say it's a alkene coordination step, and in which the alkene is actually act as a pi donor ligand, and it used to form metal olefin complex, which is actually resembles with a Jesus salt if you notice. Step 3 also called as a ligand exchange process, in which here one of the chlorine atom will be replaced with another ligand, that is a water will act as a ligand here. If you notice here, it involves the substitution of second chlorine minus with H2O, and this gives a cis geometry. That means the H2O oxygen is actually next to the ethylene. It used to produce a cis geometry. This is a step 4, which is actually a rate determining step because it involves the migration of the hydroxy ligand to, here we can see migration of the hydroxy ligand to one carbon of the coordinated olefin to the other carbon, which will adopts the sigma donation arrangement for the olefin. So in which the palladium gives the 2-hydroxy-ethyl palladium as a product. Here you can see the 2-hydroxy-ethyl palladium, where here H2O will provide a nucleophile OH-. That OH- used to attack to the secondary position of this carbon, because secondary carbocation is more stable than primary. So in the step 4, if you notice, the nucleophilic attack is going to occur in this position, and it used to produce the 2-hydroxy alkyl substituted palladium complex. Step 5, which involves the beta hydride elimination. If you notice, after eliminating beta hydride, it used to produce a vinyl alcoholic product. Here after beta hydride elimination, this is pi vinyl alcohol complex is used to form. Here you can notice here. So this is a beta hydrogen which is got eliminated, and here the alkane is converting to the alkene which used to coordinate with a palladium. It used to form a pi vinyl alcoholic complex with palladium. Step 6, if you notice, this pi vinyl alcohol complex which undergoes 1,2 insertion. We could see here the 1,2 insertion clearly. Due to 1,2 insertion, here you could notice this palladium hydrogen bond is going to break, and the new bond is going to develop between this hydrogen and CH2, and it used to produce a again 2-hydroxy alkyl substituted palladium complex. Here the 1,2 insertion is going to occur in the formation of 4-membered ring, in which again if you see here, this is alpha carbon, this is a beta carbon. Another beta hydride elimination we can notice with the formation of carbonyl compound, and here this carbonyl compound produced by the, again it is going to produce the final product by the reductive elimination of the palladium 0 and as well as HCl. Here you could notice palladium 0 and HCl will go, and the leftover portion will be formed as a product. So this step involves again beta hydride elimination, which involves in situ reductive elimination step. Reductive elimination means where the coordination number got reduced from 4 to 0. Here the palladium is having 4 coordination number which reduced to 0, and oxidation state also reduced from +2 to 0. The palladium 0 again gain chlorine minus from the given solution and converts to the palladium Cl2, which is a catalyst regeneration step and which was the last step. And you could also consider this is the second step in the entire catalytical process, which we already discussed. Reaction can be described mainly as a 3 steps. One is the formation of the final product and the catalyst regeneration and co-catalyst regeneration. Again the formation of the product, that is a carbonyl compound, further involves total 8 steps as we described here. Thanks for watching this video.